that on. What's going on here? Can you hear me? I don't know if I... all right, I think we're going. All right. Well, we'll just start over, even though it's going to show up for everybody that's watching it like this. Hi, everyone. This is Michael Conner representing the TooMedToo Star Wars Network. We've got your fix. And this is the Holocron House. I was actually thinking about it when I was walking to the store today. Is it TooMedToo's Holocron House, or is it the Holocron House, or is it just Holocron House? Because the other day when we were playing Escape, because there's no X in Escape. I'm sorry, Rural Farm Boy. Escape from the Death Star. It's not the Death Star. It's just escape from Death Star. So is it okay that I just call it Holocron House, or is it the Holocron House, or is it TooMedToo's Holocron House? But anyways, it might look a little bit different because I tried something a little. That's what took me so long. It's not my usual setup. I trying something a little bit different, so that once we're ready to go, I can just plug and go. Kind of like my prom date. Wait, what? Sorry, this wrong show. That's later on tonight. That's just Saturday. So joining me today to do Holocron House, the rise of Skywalker. We have, I'm getting messages all over the place. All right, well, let's see who we have today joining us. We have Rural Farm Boy. Hello, Anthony.
Afternoon, friends. Wait, I thought I was Pat from Conversations.
Oh, hi, Pat from Conversations. How are you doing today? That seems strange that you bring up their name. Why would you do that?
I just had a little chit chat with them and our buddy Jeff Fishbach. It was a fun time.
Oh,
I literally just closed the Skype call a moment ago.
I didn't know that, but I knew the previous that you were going to be chatting with them today.
It's all Pat's fault.
Well, yeah, I mean, Pat's the only one I don't talk to, so we'll blame him. Although I have been a little bit of sizzle really quick before we start. This Monday, like 2 days from now, we have a Star Wars author coming on to get tanked. Mm-hmm. The following Monday, I believe it's the last Monday in June, we have a person that, of course, there's more about this person, but if you're into leaks of Star Wars toys, you're going to want to tune in for this guy because he's going to be on there as a guest. I have 3 people lined up for July. I just don't have the days yet. And then August, I've already started working on August because August is going to be something special because of Star Wars Celebration that was just canceled. But I haven't told. There's only 5 people that know about this, and it's the 5 people I've talked about because there's 5 Mondays in August. So it's something kind of special in August. But maybe as time goes on, we'll do a little bit more for that. And really quick, I have my first T-shirt. I got the proof for it. Actually, at 4:03 this morning, I was still awake. And I talked to the guy till 5 o'clock in the morning. He's over in Indonesia. I used this thing called Fiverr, Fiverr, and you just go and you say, "Hey, I want a T-shirt made," and then people put in their bids, or you look and see what they've done. The first guy I used was just crap. I said, "These are, I want you to use." I said, I want a depiction. And in my mind, a depiction means you don't cut and paste. What he did is he cut and pasted the pictures I told him and said, here you go.
My fault.
Pardon?
I'm trying.
I don't know if you're there or not, but yeah. So, anyways, I mean, I don't know if I was wrong or not. I said I want a depiction, which in my mind would mean you do your own art. Like, here's what I have. Like this up here in the top corner, it says TooMedToo's boxer tank. I said this is what I want the robot to look like. I said I wanted a depiction.
Yeah,
I wanted a
there we
depiction of.
go.
I wanted a depiction of the robot.
Sorted out on my end.
All right. I said I wanted a picture of the robot with this, 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 and this, and all he did is cut and paste a bunch of things. So, anyways, that's enough about that. That's the news that's going on. We're going to probably talk a little bit more about that tonight. In the septic tank, Chris King, it's good to see you here. We got some friends in here. We have Dale in here. We have, well, I said friends, but Mr. Rice is here too. We got Earl Farm Boy. We got Jay. We got Chris King, and we got Vader Girl. And Rural Farm Boy, Chris King missed you. So we're going to try something a little different here to try and make the transition a bit smoother than it has been sometimes when I try and switch from the, oh, this is going to sound weird, try and switch from the seated position to, you know, I just mean switching from over here where I talk and I relax and chat with y'all to where I actually have to do some work. But we're going to see how that works right now. And we're going to go like...
Missed you too, bud.
We're going to go like this. Check this out. Boom! Instantly changes. Technology, ain't it grand? And then we go to that. Oh, look at that right there. We got the book all ready to go. We got Rural Farm Boy on the side. That's amazing. Technology, bro. I'm telling you. I'm starting to learn it. That's not true.
Oh, look at that. Nice.
All ready to go. Perfect transition. Just switch right over here. You guys let me know on your end how that looks. If it's okay.
Yeah, your setup now looks really smooth. Yep.
I'm working on it. Well, that's because I have a Patreon. And my patrons include Chris King, Rural Farm Boy, Kylo Flores, Kylo Customs, and Mr. Rez. All right, make sure we got enough light on there. So, all right, and we're just gonna go and get started here. Make sure the picture's good on there. If you guys need anything, let me know. An adventure unlike anything on the planet. From March 14... Wait, hang on, give me a second. I gotta... It's getting warm up here in New York City. It's about 85 degrees today, and I wasn't really prepared for that. I didn't have the air conditioner on, so yeah. Anyways, it doesn't really matter. So I just gotta get a little bit more comfortable. I still have my pants on, though. Don't worry. Pants are on, unless you want me to take them off. If you want me to take my pants off, that's a super chat. I'm just saying. If you want me to keep my pants on, that's a super chat. So you just let me know what you want to do. Whoa. We got craziness going on right now. I think I just kicked myself out. Damn technology, I almost had you fixed.
No, I still got you on screen.
Okay. I was trying to switch that around so I can get my... All right, we good to go?
Yep.
All right. Okay. An adventure unlike anything on your planet. From March 8th through 13th, 2018, the Rise of Skywalker location scouting team visit Cappadocia, Turkey again, as well as the Wadi Rum Valley in southwestern Jordan, famous as a shooting location for Lawrence of Arabia and the alien landscape in The Martian. Both locations were now being considered for the festival planet Cappadocia, later receded short for what the hell's that word? Reconsidered?
If can you tighten up on the text?
Oh, later receded to reconsidered. And that doesn't matter, it's just some word. A film production term. Oh, here we go. A film production term meaning a pre-shoot location visit. So it's just some made-up word. By J.J. Abrams, that's why I had problems with him. Anyways, I am literate, don't worry. By J.J. Abrams and team from April 29th to May 3rd, and Wadi Rum from May 13th to 16th. Rick and I were both big fans of Cappadocia, Jenkins said. We went there, and it feels like a 70s science fiction film. Wherever you are, it's very retro, and it's very odd, and it's very overworldly. It is very much Planet of the Apes. It worked for the festival, but it didn't have the rest of Pasana. A return to Ireland after shooting there for The Last Jedi from May 12th through 25th, 2016 was also briefly considered, and Jenkins scouted locations for the bluffs overlooking the wreckage from the second Death Star from April 16th and April 19th through 20th. On that note, I'm going to put my finger here just to make sure. So since Celebration was canceled, I've got a lot of plans. I'm thinking about going to Ireland and England next year in July for Danielle's birthday. I was like, well, let's go there because that's, instead of having a really great celebration in 2020, which I still got plenty of time to save for, we might as well go to vacation because she was mad at me. She's like, we're never going to be able to go on vacation again if you're going to Celebration every year. I was like, well, whenever there's an off year, we'll do something. So I might have to do that. I was thinking that or Australia. But Australia might be a little bit too expensive. Just with, the flights, I don't even know what it costs to fly to Australia. But that was my two ideas. But I think it's going to be Ireland. And then I asked her, I said, well, we got to go to where Act 2 was shot. And she was like, I don't know what that is. I was like, oh, blah, blah. And she's like, okay, well, you can go by yourself. I was like, you understand it's going to be like 3 days and I'm going to be there. She's like, that's fine. And I was like, okay. So we go on vacation together and she lets me have my couple days to go Star Wars. She's wonderful. JJ always has described the location as being a bowl with cliffs that drop off thousands of feet in grassy hills to work up those cliffs. Jenkins recalled, I did go look at some spectacular places in Ireland, but ultimately we did not go there. Design supervisor James Clyde arrived in the UK on April 15th and would continue to travel back and forth from Pinewood Studios, Lucasfilm in San Francisco until August 4th, wrapping up post-production on Solo, a Star Wars story, prior to its May 10 Hollywood premiere. So see, you got people going around working on multiple films at the same time. That's where, with some news that we have coming out right now, going on in the Star Wars world with Filoni, and Filoni might be working on this project, and people are saying, well, he's probably not working on this because he's working on that. He can work on multiple projects at a time. It's not like he's the director of the film and has to just sit there and be on set the entire time. He can go back and forth from room to room and give his input and tell people what to do. But, that's just my opinion. Rounding out their respective work on the sequel Star Wars trilogy costume design, Michael Kaplan, Blade Runner, Fight Club, Star Trek 2009, and costume supervisor David Crossman, Saving Private Ryan, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, Lincoln, returned for The Rise of Skywalker in early 2018, with Glenn Dillon serving as chief costume concept artist following the Solo the Star Wars story pickup and reshoot in January, where Crossman and Dillon served as costume designers. Not long before my brother, comic book artist Steve Dillon, died. Oh, I'm sorry, brother. He sent me a text message saying, have you heard the Cullum Alexander Watt, or have you heard of Cullum Alexander Watt? I think you'd like him, Dylan recalled. I looked Cullum up and we got him into Solo, working remotely. Dave was also pleased with what he did on Solo, so we brought him in for this one. Watt remembered I had worked briefly with David Crossman and Glenn Dillon on Solo, a few designs for Enfys Nest, her gang, and Chewbacca's new belt. It was great to hear back from David and meet with Michael to work with the Rise of Skywalker to be part of the costume team, and see the process from the concept through to full costume has been an amazing experience and one I feel very privileged to have been part of. Yeah, you know what we should. I mean, I know the septic tank is kind of whatever we talk about, but I think we should talk about
Mhm.
some make Solo 2 happen and what we want to happen with that tonight in the septic tank. I know Rural Farm Boy probably won't be there because it's late for him. He's got to be up early in the morning to feed the chickens. Um, Slop the hogs or whatever he does to them hogs. I don't know. Anyways, okay. Neil, sorry. Neil Scanlon's creature and droid effects department included designers Jake Luntz Davies, Luke Fisher, Ivan Manzella, Martin Rizzard, and creature paint Fisher, Henrik Stevenson returned for their fifth consecutive Star Wars feature film. Our accumulated our accumulated knowledge and experience is unquantifiable. I can't say accumulated, but I can say unquantifiable. What's wrong with me? Muse Scanlon, I blame the nuns. Muse Scanlon, although the personalities have changed in a few areas, the crew hasn't. In many ways, the knowledge base has never dropped. That knowledge base has learned to work in a quietly unsaid confidence. When I sit opposing Tom Tooley, Tolley, sorry Dom for messing up your name, from special effects in a production meeting, we can talk about something I intrusively know where Dom is, and intuitively knows where I am, and that only comes from all the department working together over a successive number of projects. There is a huge trust factor. Somehow, we are all confident when we say yes, and when we don't, there's a damn good reason why somebody is saying no. Also resuming duties on the fifth Star Wars production were prop master Jamie Jilkinson, The Dark Knight, Alice in Wonderland 2010, Skyfall, and prop department concept artist Matthew Savage, as well as computer graphics supervisor Andrew Booth. Batman Begins, Skyfall, Kingsman, The Secret Service, and his Blind LTD interface design team. Of the most beautiful things that are work is created by craftspeople, by technicians, by designers, by artists. Booth reflected to be able to do that is a very modern world. We're in a modern world, and that those disciplines still have a place is amazing. I still get a buzz when we come through the gates here at Pinewood, and you're in a dream factory where you get to play in this amazing galaxy. The Rise of Skywalker marked veteran set director Rosemary Brandenburg, Amstead, Public Enemies, Kingsman, The Gold Circle, and her team very first Star Wars production. I don't just say it to be Opwesk, I don't know what the hell that Obsequious, Obweskius.
Yes, please. I got a quick production question, not to derail getting smarter by art. Can you zoom the camera in a little bit more on the text?
Where exactly do you
I
want
can
it?
make out the lines, but I can't make out the word.
Is there a specific spot, or you just want it in general? You mean?
Draw kind of in general follow along with while you're reading. Hi, Miss Danny. She's in the chat.
I mean, you want it like that?
You can zoom it in slowly, just a bit.
I mean, I got it like this. I'll try and do my best with it because I got to take it off to do it. But
I gotta switch from YouTube to StreamYard. Oh, you don't have to go that close. You can take it back just a bit.
This is the easiest for me to do it. So,
okay, that'll work. Yeah, I see where you were reading that. All right, got it.
Okay. The Rise of Skywalker marked veteran set director Rosemary Brandenburg. Oh, I just read that part, didn't I? I'll read. I don't know where I left off. The Rise of Skywalker marked veteran set director Rosemary Brandenburg Amstead, Public Enemies, Kingsman, The Golden Circle, and her team's very first Star Wars production. I don't just say it to be obvious, but there really is so much cross-pollination of the department, Terrio recalled. I've never been on a film where, like, Kevin Jenkins and I just text all the time. Did you see this? We're just, like, geeking out all day about Star Wars, or Kevin will have story ideas, and I'll have the idea. Roger Guyette had a good idea for a line in the tunnels. He was like, oh, it came out of focus there. You're not even on anymore.
No, it's good. Yeah, and then the autofocus went to hell.
Yeah. I'm trying to get it. It's not working too well. It's hard with this the way I got it. I mean, let me.
Yeah, keep it right there because then we're going to be getting into the actual art, and then that way you won't have to.
That's just going in and out though.
Pause to remount it.
Well, I have it on the gooseneck, so it's not that hard. But on films I've done, I haven't been very happy with the result. It's because everyone's telling me a different story, especially with a film as visually complex as this one. The art department and the writers all have to talk and get along with and communicate, because otherwise I don't know how you'd even begin to do this. And one thing, if it's all George Lucas's head, he's creating the world from scratch. But when he had such a rich, detailed referral grounded world, it really does take a village or an army to realize it, and the village and the army all have to get along and not be at war. Laughs. Which is the case on some films that I have done, Terrio concluded. Okay. Oh, and we got Semperfi Danny stop by to say hello. All right, so let's see what we got here. See how we can get this going. Boom. All right, so there we go. Oh, it switched on me now. We got a little glare from the outside, but over here, up here, we have Spongeroid Chase version 10. Down here, we have Spongeroid Chase version 7. Those are both McCoy. I'll give you a little better look at that picture right there.
Yes. I
actually have some book stands coming in. They should have been here this morning, or they whatever. They should be here by tomorrow. So for the next one, it should be better. So I can actually have the book sitting up like this and have the camera down a little bit lower, then I can probably use my other one too. So, and that one I think might be a little bit better for, actually I think it's going to be a lot better for this, because I got 2 goosenecks. But give me 1 second here. Let me see what I can do if I can. Now that we got that there, maybe Mr. Trivial Pursuit. Mr. Trivial Pursuit can help prop this up a bit. I don't know how that's going to work, but we'll see. It doesn't want to stay.
So your new setup would have the camera looking straight at it instead of looking down on it.
Yeah, I have another one right here. That has a little one with a light on it. Oh, look at that! Look at that! A beautiful award back there in the back. Just saying. So
I'm looking at my similar award right across the living room.
The camera would sit much lower. So it won't be good for, I don't know. We'll see. You know, I gotta play around with it. I got 2 of them because I wasn't sure which one would be best. So, but here we go. We'll try like this. See how that goes. All right. So this top one right here, we have Kylo Command Ship version 1 by Doug Chang. You got a couple guys in there. Down here, you have the Kylo Flagship version 1. Over here, these 2 guys over here on there. If you need me to go close in on anything, just let me know, because that I can do without a problem. I just got, it just takes a second to fix it up. So, not every one. I mean, unless you really want it, but just let me know in the chat if you need me to go back and check something you want to go close up. I could even probably just take the book and do it that way instead of moving the camera. While we're getting everything figured out. So, see, everything's a work in progress, fellas and ladies, and whatever you want to call yourself. So we have the flagship anvil sketches. Just a couple of sketches over here. And then this one right here, we have Kylo Flagship Anvil version 5. Kevin had us play with Kylo Ren's version of a Star Destroyer, of a Star Destroyer what a Star Destroyer could be. I thought going really long and sleek, like the Executor, would be interesting. It's also
Executor, yep.
It's also a bit like his Last Jedi TIE Fighter. Kylo Ren has his own aesthetics, but I think it's just our Force Awakens Star Destroyer now, Klein. And down here we have Kylo Destroyer version 1. So try and get a little closer on that for you.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I think when I get those stands, this other stand is going to be really good. It's going to be even better. This one that I'm using right now, I think, is going to be better for action figures and Funko Pops and things like that, even though I do not collect Funko Pops.
There, you got some feedback in the chat. Danny says it looks better now that it's propped up.
Okay. Yeah, so the stand that I have, it's like it's a book stand, so you could have it like this. And then if I move this, it can be more straight on or a little bit of an angle. It's 6 different positions. So, it's all a work in progress. We'll see how it goes. And that's what I have to have the light off, because if I have the light on, that's the glare you get. And I wasn't pulling out my photography lights for this, because it's a pain in the ass, and Danielle gets pissed at me because I never put them away properly, and I leave them sitting out like everything else. And they're big, so she really doesn't like that. But okay. Up here, this picture up here, you have Star Destroyer Conference version 2 from Brock Bank. Over here on the side, you have Star Destroyer Conference version 5 from Brock Bank. I tried to do something very Ken Adam production designer for Stanley Kubrick's Doctor Strangelove and the early James Bond films with the boardroom. But at the end of the day, JJ wanted Kylo framed against a window. Jenkins. Down here in the corner, this one, you have Conference Room version 5, Northcutt, and this bad boy right here, you have when we first showed JJ our range of work. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try this really quick and see how this does. I'm going to try it on the fly and just see how we do here. We can always go back, but, just bear with me for a minute, people. A few minutes or whatever it happens to be. Oh, I just lost shit. Everything's falling apart now. Well, oh my God, what's going on?
Earthquake.
Okay. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. All right, let's see if this one's better.
Ooh, dang, yes, looks very good.
That's the little short one. Okay, let's see. I just got to straighten it out a little bit. Tighten that. Tighten that. All right, is that a little better?
Yep.
I just
really
I'll switch this up over here. Okay. Yeah, that other one I need for when I have it on. I don't know. I bought it just so now I have it. But yeah, you can't get the whole picture right here. But so that might mess up when we get the whole picture thing. But this is better for showing you, I think. Then I can just do this. So here's the top picture.
Mm-hmm.
Him in the boardroom. This is the other one that they were trying to do more like. I'm trying to make sure you get the good one in there.
That looks a little closer to what we actually saw in the film.
You got that right there. That was another boardroom one, and there you go. The color on there, it doesn't do it justice. It's much brighter and prettier. Oh, there you go, right there. That's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there. Oh, maybe. All right. Okay. That's what we say. TooMedToo, Star Wars Network, the network of one, with many friends. That's what Josh from Holocron said when I said, yeah, it's the network of one. He said it's the network of many, which is true because I got a friend of mine working on some art for me that he's doing pro bono, and I have another friend. I'm not going to say who it is. That was doing some art for me. That the TooMedToo box tank that you see up in the corner. He some existing art I had. He fixed that or photoshopped it to make that. So it's a bunch of friends on a bunch of different networks that are helping me out because we're all friends. That's what we do. It's Star Wars. Over here you got chair version, rose wearing. It was not initially. See, and then my hands won't have to be in the picture when I get those stands. Um, it was not initially conceived by the chair. I was not initially convinced by the chair. It was very confused, if I'm to be generally honest, but in conjunction with the actors and the table, I have to say they're perfect. It works brilliantly. Well, that's so simple. It's right. Jenkins. Then up here on the top, we have Rosemary Brandenburg and set decoration made this amazing glossy black table where we taped it out for JJ. He stood there and said, "This table can never be big enough." And so we just kept making it bigger until it became "That's a Table." Jenkins. Over here, you see, we got the little design. I'll try and go a little closer on that for you. It's hard for me to tell too sometimes because you guys can go full screen or have a bigger picture. When I'm looking at it, I have it, you know, at about 60% what it is. So when I think it's hard to see or it's not good picture, you guys might have a little different opinion on that. But the starter story. Oh wait, no, that's okay. So here we go. I'll show you the design. It kind of looks like a coffin to me, but this is a nice, pretty picture. Yeah, so I'm going to try and do a lot more of these because I don't know what's going on, but I will get to that at the end. We won't interrupt this book. I've taken enough time out of this book. We only got an hour, less than an hour. That Star Destroyer bridge set is probably the most efficiently used set in Star Wars history. From the boardroom, we closed the bridge down between the buttress. Looking at the original Death Star conference room, we blocked off all the windows from 3 of the very end. But really, it's windows apart from the 3 at the very, but really it's the same set. We just okay, that wasn't me. That's what it says. It says we just boarded it all up, lowered the roof, and put the sides in the window. Jenkins. So here we go. We got a little better picture here. That's the chair. There's your chair going on. There's the. I wonder once I get my GoPro. I think that can just clip on and off, so I can actually take that from here and just go boom, boom, right back and forth like that. This is what that means. Boom, boom, going up and down like that. But I don't know. It's all things. Now I got to figure out. We'll talk about that later. All right, we have Mullian. I didn't mean to say that word. That first one. Liam Gorgensen. Bridge version 2, or Bridge Interior version 2 by McCoy. Bridge version 10 by Oaken. Down here we have Star Destroyer Bridge version 3. Well, let's see if I should be able to just do this for these. Give you a better picture. I mean, I gotta get to focus, but I mean that's cool. I mean, you can see that's Kylo in there in the middle, or somebody. It's it's not really a good picture, so it doesn't really matter. But over here we have this is them colorizing it, and there's this one too. Yeah, that seems to be a little better looking from it. Okay, now over here, I guess I'll put this back up a little bit. Son of a. All right, I'm having a little issue with this now, but if I tighten that right there.
There, that looks good. That looks good.
All right. Chewy Interrogation version 4 over here from Cheshire. We have Prison version 1 from Church. Up here we have Torture version 4D by Brockbank. My initial impulse was so easy. Let's make a set out of the interrogation droid, which is all glossy black with white hairy lange lines. I don't know what hairy lange lines are around it. Somebody check in.
I ever heard that.
All glossy black with the hairy lange. Harry, Harry, Lange, Lange, and they're capital, so I'm guessing it's a name, lines around it. But when I thought, what if you turned a probe droid on its side and it had the arms holding or injecting or any other horrible thing you can think of into the back of whoever's in this room. So it's these bays of circular pods all pointing into the center.
Oh, I can see that now. I can see what he's saying. Yeah.
Over here, like these and that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I lost my phone, which doesn't really matter, but I mean it does. But you know,
see, art just made me smarter. I may not be very bright, but I feel smarter.
Art makes you smart. And then on this one over here, you have the Gauge version 7. Why is that beeping? My phone's about to die. It's plugged in and it's going to die. Maybe if I do this to this guy. We did a motion graphic homage to the tractor beam being shut down in A New Hope, a place that they used in the Star Destroyer corridor. They kept moving the graphic around every time they needed something in the background. It got shuffled there. Booth. All right, we're gonna try this. See how this goes. All right, so there's the Chewie picture. There's Kylo and Chewie. We've seen this picture a lot.
Yeah, it's running all over the Twitterverse.
I'm not getting it good. Maybe, all right, maybe if I do it this way for you for this one. So there's that one. We've seen that a lot. This is Chewie. That's what they were talking about being tortured. With if you took the probe droid and turned it on its side, if you can't see it, you're going to have to take my word for it. That's how it looks, because I really don't feel like going to get my probe droid and showing you. And then, you know, this is just another little Gauge version. Oh, Sleeping Beauty just showed up.
Uh-huh, I see him.
See, that's the only bad thing. Every time I do something to show you guys a little better, I gotta focus this, and then, you know, it's not coming in the best. So, okay, we have these weekly calls with JJ, and one of the pieces of reference I put in there was David Bowman in the uplit room at the end of 2001, A Space Odyssey, where he's in bed and JJ said, "Why did you put that in there?" I said, "Well, it's Kubrick and it's cool." He went, "Right." And then it just stopped. The next time we had a conversation, JJ said, "Oh, we should have a white room, okay? Jenkins." So he basically said, "Yeah, dude, your shit looks really cool, but no." But I mean, yeah, I mean, these are cool pictures. So,
all original ideas for Kylo Ren's personal quarters.
Patrick said he's going to come on in a minute, so we'll just put that right there. just for him to come on. Up here, Master Torture version. Initially, Kylo was going to have his own personal mega bridge, a command room that morphed into more of a throne room, which morphed into his white sanctuary. That's from Klein. Up here in this corner, you have Kylo Ren Sanctuary version 27, Kylo Ren Sanctuary 26 over here, and Kylo Ren Sanctuary version 30. And those are all Wallen. And we'll see how we look here. That looks a lot more like Vader, that helmet, I think, from behind. I mean, obviously, we know it's not. Okay, and there we go. We got that right there. This one, they got more gold on there. I think I definitely like it better with these color ones. But the white does give it a whole different, it's a completely different feel. I do like these, but this looks a lot more like Snoke's throne room. And these are short ones right here. We got this right here. Up at the top one, we have Kylo Private Quarters version 3 by Brockbank and Kylo Private Quarters version 20 by Brockbank.
That one on the left page at the very top, it looks to me like it's a repurposed Palpatine's throne room from Return of the Jedi concept art, a little bit.
I mean, it could be. Yeah, it's. I think that might be what he was going for. Why they did it a little bit different, because what you were just saying, or Snoke's throne room. I know Snoke's throne room was a little bit more red, or had more red in it.
Patrick did ask a good question in the chat. He said he wondered why the change of mind from JJ, meaning from dark looking interior for his quarters to how you read it. Yeah, you read it. He said, JJ said he thinks it should be white.
Yeah, this is what he says down here. I'll say, though, being in the white room gave me the vibe that you were surrounded by the presence of stormtroopers. Had that white plastic look. That too, and I think too, it gives you like the sanitary look of a hospital. I mean, obviously you're not in a hospital, and I mean you know that, man. But it's like, I mean, it just seems so prim and proper in there because he's so freaking anal about everything. Like in comparison where. You got like I'm just drawing this out there. You got Tarkin, who probably had a very clean room, and we're not going to. I mean, we can get in, not now, but later on if you want to talk about in the septic tank. The way some of the stories that we got, especially from a certain point of view, about Tarkin, and. I don't even know where I'm going with this. I'm just talking, but it just seems weird. Like it seems like Kylo Ren with his bipolar, definitely being bipolar or having mental issues. It seems like he would have that pristine room, OCD, whatever letters you want to put after him. Yeah. So, Patrick, stop asking questions and get on here, okay? All right, we got this bad boy set up now. For those of you that are, just stopping in here, make sure that you're hitting that like button, and make sure that you're subscribing or following or doing whatever. We got a couple Twitch people, we got a couple YouTubers on here. I'll save all my spiel till afterwards. So right here we have Kylo Ren Sanctuary version 45 from Wallen. Kylo Ren Sanctuary version 12 from Klein. Sanctuary version 80 from Wallen. Sanctuary version 1 from Jenkins. This is just something I've talked about before. How many pictures they get and what the difference in them would be, and everybody has their own personal style, and they give them guidelines. And then the first five versions they do, they might say, okay, this is what we want you to do. I don't know. Maybe in the future, maybe a guest of mine coming on will be able to tell us sometime in the future how it works exactly. But a little more sizzle for July. Yeah, so we're if everything works out, we're pretty much good until September on guests. I don't like to go too far in advance, but it was just the way things worked out. So, I asked somebody and they said, oh, maybe sometime in July. I have a couple other people in July. August is going to be that special thing I'm doing. But anyways, yeah, so I'm just going to pick it up for this one.
Noticing through the different artists and their thoughts and ideas, each of them makes use of triangles. You see them all over the place in different. And that one there, and the previous one you was just on, and the one on the top on the left.
Mm-hmm.
Use of triangles in them.
Well, that's another thing I'm going to start doing with my patrons when I have the guests on, in case they can't come on and ask questions. Certain people are going to be different questions, obviously. So let's say I have a author on. You might have different questions than you would if I have a graphic artist or someone along those lines. And, versus if I have another podcaster on. So I'm going to have the patrons. I'm going to try and make sure everybody knows, who the next person is going to be for the following week, so they have time to ask me. I'm going to redo the Patreon tiers also. Try and give my patrons a little bit of a little extra stuff. I mean, I know I give them, anyways, doesn't matter. Let's get to this book. So we have Sanctuary version 97. So there's at least 97 pictures they've done for this. Whether or not they've had a couple of people, like this one is Sanctuary version 1. So they might have told, I'm just speculating on this. We'll find out hopefully soon, but they might have had 10 different people and said, do 10 different pictures. Give me a couple close up, give me a couple far away, include this, don't include that. I don't know, but hopefully we'll find out. A little sizzle for you there. All right. Sanctuary Fight version 1, Brockbank. Because we have this fight between Rey Kylo that starts and traverses over a snowy city through a force connection, he wanted something that really visually complements the conditions of the snow city. So JJ said, well, why don't we do the White Room in the Star Destroyer? The painters were asking, how glossy do you want it? It can be very glossy. It can never be glossy enough, and it's very hard to do a white room. There's about 8 shades of white to make it not feel flat white. We looked at the original Blockade Runner, and there's a ton of 2001 tributes all over the place. If you turn around, one of our buttresses, HAL 9000, is one of the controls. On the sides, there is a graphic Star Wars version of EVA Pod, a version which also outside the cantina in the original Star Wars. The black line graphics on the white flooring again came from looking at the EVA room from 2001. So our white room is a huge Kubrick tribute mixed with doing everything in white padding. Jenkins. And those pictures are, you don't need close-ups on those. Those are big enough, and they get in there.
Yep, they get the point across. Looks like in the chat, Michael, Jay wants to derail you. He's been asking about what Star Wars parodies, what they're watching it. He asked you straight up. He's like, what ones have you seen?
Star Wars parodies. We'll talk about that. Keep that question. We'll talk about that at the end.
That's what I was thinking.
I don't know how much more we got in here. I think we got a lot more. Hang on. Let's just check this out really quick and see. How much more we got on this one?
Well, Michael's checking. Ronnie just asked me. I don't really dabble too much in Star Wars parodies, except for ones I've seen in the past, things like Troops.
All right, I think we can finish this by 2:00. I just need to not talk about other stuff right now. But yeah, keep those questions towards the end because I got answers for those, and I'll try and keep my shit to the end. Conversations. Okay, here we go up here. Following the very first art department meeting on October 5th, 2017, the Pinewood Studios-based concept artist riffed on the idea of Kylo Ren's new role of Supreme Leader of the First Order, what his throne room might look like, and what his intentions with Rey might be there. These pieces were completed prior to any sort of department overview of the preliminary The Rise of Skywalker story, as Abrams and Terrio had only started writing 3 weeks prior. Okay, up here you have Throne Room version 2 from Cheshire. Over here you have the Throne Room version 10 from McCoy. Down here, Throne Room version 2 from McCoy. And over here, you have Reflection 2 from Brockbank. Over here, you got a big old picture. Throne Room version 1B from Brockbank. Down here, you have Throne Room version 2D from Brockbank. Over here, you're going to have a double page. It is Gantry Fight version 2 from Northcutt. Okay, so you see this was the Throne Room version 2 from Cheshire. Just kind of a, not too much detail in there, just a quick little. Throne Room version 10 for McCoy. Oh, let me get that. Sorry. Throne Room version 2. It's a little bit different than what we have on the other ones. And then it's when we have Reflection 2 from Brockbank. Throne Room version 1B. Get a little better in the picture for you, I guess. And then this is Throne Room version 2D. A little closer on that one for you. See Kylo's just chilling, lounging in there. And he's got his guards around him. Praetorian, can you see that? Yeah. And he's got somebody up in the air right there. Oh, where it is. Get a little bit more light on that.
I don't know why that looks like thin to me for some reason.
Do you guys want it with the light on or off? Because it puts a glare on there. So let me know in the chat if you want the light on or off. I just have it off because of the glare with the picture.
Yeah, it looks better off, I think.
But I mean, you get a little better quality. I mean, like this one that's kind of dark, so you can actually see it. It lights it up a little bit more. So,
yeah, it works well for the pages on the right.
All right, Ronnie's leaving. He can't stay, so I'll answer his question. Star Wars parody. Spaceballs is number 1. I actually have Bruise and Blasters did a Spaceball commentary. It's probably about a month or 2 ago. I still haven't listened to it yet, but it's sitting there on my podcatcher. We're just waiting for me to watch it because those guys are, what am I make sure when they pop up in my podcast, I try and make sure I get them as soon as possible. The Family Guy one is amazing. Also, that one's hilarious. Completely different kind of humor between Seth, what the hell's his name? Seth MacFarlane and Mel Brooks. But you look at Seth MacFarlane is fucking talented, bro. He's got the Orville now, and the Orville went from kind of being a joke and everybody like, oh, what's it going to be, to, a comedy, and it's actually turned into a comedy with some heavy overtones that Star Trek did back in the 60s when it came out about, a lot of social issues we're still dealing with today. But that's just off the top of my head. That's my answer. All right, so here we go. Here's over on the, you just have the sides right here. It's not really not saying it's not important. You guys know what I mean when I say shit. It's not, I'm not trying to say it's not important, but oh, Sleeping Beauty's here. Hello, Patrick. How are you?
Hey,
Thanks
guys.
for stopping by.
Yeah, I woke up and I looked. My first instinct is to look at my phone. I was like, 1 p.m.
It was 5:18 this morning, and I was like, I need to go to bed.
Yeah, I think I passed out around like 4:30 or something.
Well, just because also too, if my girlfriend woke up and it was for like rolling over and saw that I was still awake at 5 in the morning or 6 in the morning, she's gonna be mad at me. She's like, you're just gonna want to sleep all day, and we're
All right, what page are we on?
He's stepping out. Ronnie wants to know what time tonight.
10 o'clock.
Stepping out.
10 o'clock.
There you go, Ronnie.
We're on page 176. We're about to skip over.
All right.
We're about to skip over. All right. So this is the, what I say it was, Gantry Fight version 2. So.
By the way, those are weird looking thrones on the last page.
Yeah. But they fit though. I mean, they do look weird, but it's like.
I'm kind of getting a Mandalorian vibe on that top one. Just a little bit.
On the left or the right?
The top
Which one?
On the top right.
Over here.
Oh, I can see that. Yeah.
And this is more just like, I'm the boss, bitch. This is my lounge. This is my lounge chair. This is my lounge throne. I mean, because I'll be honest with you, the majority of the time when I'm home, I'm sitting on my bed is so comfortable. I mean, I just bought a new bed, and I paid a lot of money for this bed.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not like I paid a lot of money for it. You figure you gotta think you're gonna have your bed for 10 years, right? So what's it worth? What's a good night's sleep worth? $1 a night? I mean, so like thinking about it, if you spend $2 or $3 grand on a bed, I mean, that's a lot of fucking money. Don't get me wrong, but if you break it down to something like that, it's like, oh, $1 a day is not that bad for sleeping. By the time you get your, whatever, I don't know. This isn't bed talk. That's for later on. No, I'm trying to keep this streamlined so we can get it done. It's all stuff we can talk about that later on. I should be taking notes, which I'm not.
No, there's no show notes on TooMedToo.
Well, I know, but I'm saying for tonight, stuff I started talking about. Usually I would talk about it, but I try and keep this a little bit more streamlined. So if somebody just wants to come and look at pictures, they can come in and look at pictures. But
ooh, shiny pictures.
Oh, here's a good comment by Dale. Here you go, people. Art makes you smart. Remember that. Dale said that he's so far behind, he doesn't know if the context fit. But the white room makes him feel like they're foreshadowing his return to the light side. So,
I can see that.
That's cool. I like that.
I mean, mine and Dale's view are completely opposite, but they could be one and the same. When he was emo in the first movie,
because he still is conflicted.
When he was emo in the first 2 movies, and he was all dark and wanted everything dark and sit in his room, with his long hair, and I don't want to get too graphic about, emo stuff, but doing whatever it is that emo people do, and then you kind of see a change from his room being from dark to, this. Is that a change that he has the light coming out of him, or is that, a change that he's got the, pristine, sanitized OCD thing going on? That's another great topic we could talk about. Thanks, Dale. Somebody write that down. So we got to talk about how much money you should spend tonight on the septic tank. We're going to talk about how much money you should spend on a bed. Whether Kylo Ren is emo when the light's coming out, or he's just got mental issues and wants everything to be sanitized, and takes a bath in bleach or whatever he does. Nothing against you people that have mental problems and take No, dude, I knew a guy that took a bath and he'd put a gallon of bleach in the bathtub, fill the bathtub up with water, and then use Pine Sol. He was a little bit strange, but anyways. All right, so here we go. Hangar layout version 12, Sheffels. JJ wanted a more compelling view outside the hangar. Originally, Kevin had it on the side of the Star Destroyer, cut out of a wedge, which was a great idea. And then we eventually arrived to, well, what if that's the belly and we can see the long nose of the destroyer? But it's meant we had to extend the large hangar down, not embedded. Right now, it's more akin to the Force Awakens argument. There it's off the side, so we get a star field, but one thing we do need is obviously the Falcon to rise up for Rey to jump on top of it, so the hangar can't be on the top. Klein. Then we have hangar landing attack Northcutt. I went one step further than where we went before. The First Order corridors have been very pure for the last two films, and I kind of hit it with a hammer. Everything is now scuffled and aged and worn. I've gone back to that kind of Roger Christian alien version of, oh, there's a drill. Quick, stick it on the wall. I picked up all sorts of mad things and glued them on, and I've added color to the First Order. When we put on the bridge, we recreated the one we did in The Force Awakens. We saw with dailies and went, it's a bit flat and gray, isn't it? So then I went right. Let's put a big blue band around the whole ship. And then we did the same thing in the hangar. Jenkins. So try and get this a little closer for you up here. If I can get to focus. When you see the
Troop landers, TIE fighters.
Come on, autofocus.
There we go. There we go.
There you go. I mean, you can see the troops there. You can see the TIE fighter. So you can see how tall the TIE fighters are compared to a person. If you didn't spend the $100 on that Black Series TIE fighter, it's about 6 people tall. So about 40 feet, I'm gonna guess. Is that how tall a TIE fighter is?
Let me see. Specifically, what, First Order TIE fighter?
Yeah.
I know the dimensions are always changing. If we're just using the TIE SF for reference, let's see. I'm not seeing any height information here. Oh, length. I guess that's what they're using, right?
Well, length would be the same as height.
Okay, let me see. They have it in meters, so let me.
How many meters is it? How many meters is it?
6.69.
Oh, so that's only 21. That's only 21. That's 24 feet.
21 feet. So the concept art might make it look a little bit bigger than it really is.
Yeah. Okay. But I mean, if you look at this, that would come to there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe I was off by 1, but still. All right. Art makes you smart, but not mathist.
No. Math is evil.
All right, here we go. Don't tell the Holocron. Don't tell Andy that. He'll yell at you. We'll put you in the corner. All right, over here we have Gantry Flight Close Version 1 by Northcutt.
So it's clearly a copy and paste from TLJ Ray. Because that's all they had at the time.
This one up here, are you talking about?
Yeah, that's when she's on Octo training with the lightsaber.
Oh, you mean her right there.
Yeah, they just copied and pasted her into the frame. I'm thinking they were just using as a reference for new Kylo stuff. Like just using her as a placeholder.
Yeah. Okay. This place, from the early days of trying to understand what happened, I thought it would be fun if Kylo, in the upper hangar area, chomped through TIE wings.
Well, that's cool.
Over here, this one, You just have Hangar Layout version 3 by Klein. Over here, the big thing for this hangar was the idea that Rey and Kylo will eventually end up on the edge. How do we get our character to the edge of a hangar, which we'd never been to before? Integrating the light band into the floor rather than having it raised up was a big design change. Maybe it's flush on the floor, but then as it wraps around vertically and across the ceiling, it looks more old school. We never ever get so close to it to really understand how much it wraps around. Do we do a double band? We eventually went to a single. You don't question how it keeps out space at all. The beauty of Star Wars is you can make up your own science, laughs Klein. Ha ha ha, make up your own science. Then down here we have Falcon Blast version 1. So we got in here, that's the one that Patrick doesn't like.
Which one?
That one, the
Oh, that
cutting
one.
pig.
Yeah.
But you can see him cutting through the tie wing, so she's on the one side, he's getting out, whatever. Abusive Kylo standing over his girlfriend. Hangar layout right here on this one. All right, and here you go.
Such a beautiful shot, by the way.
Ray Poppins right there.
Ray Poppins following in her, I guess, mother-in-law's. Nah, I don't know. Her aunt's footsteps.
Ooh, it's party time. We're getting a lot of words. I'm just checking. Are we going to be able to finish this?
If not, we'll get pretty close.
20 pages in 20 minutes. It's going to be close. At the festival, the ancestors are in the fires, and they're able to speak to the Aki. It's almost the pagan version of what's going on in the story. Where you're going to get answers from ultimately. There's really the ancestors. Everyone has the litany of people in the afterlife who can come forward to guide you, which to me is a metaphor for where we go in our world, where we are going to get the guidance to get through this. It's pretty right on in this vibrating way. Rick Carter. Okay, so you have the Island Festival version 4 from Timus. You have the Festival Grounds thumbnail version 2 from Timus. You have Festival Grounds thumbnail version 1 from Timus, and Isopod Tower 3 from Timmons. So it's a lot of. There you go. If you understand this, it's very detailed, but without being detailed.
And I noticed a lot more water, too, which there's no water when we get the final product. So that was kind of a cool change of pace.
So there's that.
You must have said Andy's name three times because now he's in the chat.
He has arrived.
Yeah.
Kylo Customs here, too.
We got Kylo showing up, and we got Andy showing up. We've said nothing but good things about you, fellas. Well, Kylo, anyways. I never speak ill of my patrons unless you only have 3 letters in your name. And not RFB, because that's a abbreviation. All right, so here we go with this guy right here. I'm waiting for Andy and Kylo to tell me how much better the camera action is looking right now. It's going to be even better for the next one. Over here, we have Festival Study version 2 by Wallen. Ultimate Cappadocia just didn't open up quite enough for what JJ wanted out of the speeder chase. And that reason, we were doing Cappadocia at all, so you could anchor the festival to the architecture of its natural setting. But in Jordan, there is this fantastic rock formation, and you also get the vastness it opens up and the color of it. Rick Carter, and then down here we have Market Sketches version 2. Up here we have Festival Market Overview version 2 from Timmons, and over here we have Jordan Exterior from Levy. So those are people, I think.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, there you go.
And I know you guys have all seen Empire Strikes Back. That's kind of what the balloon design comes from.
More of the market right there. Those are those caves that they were talking about. All right. Pictures, really quick. We have deity carving sketch version 1, festival revival version 3. Oh, this is Brockbank. This is Tappan. Over here we have market sketch version 4, and down here we have festival area version 1. This one is there is a main festival ground, which we call Candelabra, because its rocks looked melted by Jenkins. Over here you have the market sketch version. Oh, that's by Cheshire and Baines, and that's Jenkins. I don't know if I said that. The DD carving is Brockbank, and the festival revival version 3 by Tapin. Literally half a mile from where we put the main festival site is the French fort where the original site for Jakku was going to be. They were within visible distance from each other. The thing about Jordan is that it's been used in many films, but for some reason, apart from, say, Lawrence of Arabia, it's really hard to capture what it feels like to stand in Wadi Rum. It's kind of hard to define how amazingly impressive the place is. That's the trick. I've seen some that the photography we've got, and it's absolutely stunning. It was about finding a place with a great landscape and light. Then we got this guy over here. Up here we have First Order Landing version 8 by McCoy and Festival Kylo version number 6 by McCoy. Not too much detail in there, so it's not really fuzzy. It's just the way it is. And, Kylo with his fire. All right. And then we have Rock Crawler. Make sure it's in the camera good. We have Rock Crawler. Let's see if I can get in a little closer on that. No, because then I can't fix it. I was trying to get it closer, but then I lose the... That's a little better, I think. It goes wider, but not I can't get the height. So Rock Crawler Sketch Version 1 by Nick Pugh. We have Track Vehicle 3 by Goodson, and Crawler Sketch Version 7 by Cheshire. These are all the different looks inside. Looking for Lando. All right. Up here we have the Treadable Waiting version 1 by Church. Originally, JJ said that the Treadable is something like a sand crawler. Ryan Church did some very cool things, but JJ always loved Tom Tenery's version of the Big Castle, Jenkins. Over here you have Treadable version 9 by Jenkins and Klein. In the Force Specs sequence for The Force Awakens, a character was going to lean out of the door of Tom Terney's tread vehicle and have a conversation with someone about Luke's lightsaber. We tried adding loads of color like it was a jingle truck. I don't know what a jingle truck is from South Asia, but it all got to be too much. In the end, we've come down on the version that's red and white, but that's where that design came from, Jenkins. Over here we have the Tread and Cheerier sketch by Cheshire, and over here is the Treadable version 1. So what is a jingle truck, people?
So I was just looking up a jingle truck. It's basically in like South Asian culture, where like India or Pakistan, where you just grab a whole bunch of like ethnic decorative stuff and just cover your like 18-wheeler or dump truck with it. And it looks like they're hand painted as well. I'll drop a link in the private chat so you can check this picture out.
There, let me hit the light for this one since it's so dark. I mean, that's the first shot we gotta. That's what they're talking about on that one. Those aren't people. That's crap.
Yeah, it's the same sort of concept. Just stick a whole bunch of stuff around the outside.
Okay, there's the. Is that Babu Frick right there? Or something else?
Where at?
Oh no. Okay, from here it looks like a person standing there. Babu Frick on the bottom, middle. Right where Lando's PP would be. But it's like it's the handle of like a suitcase or something. Okay, so here we have Speeder version 1, Indigenous Speeder version 1. This top one's by Scott Robertson. This one's by Church. Speeder model version 9 by Van de Viger. Indigenous vehicle version 2 by Jenkins. And Farming Skiff version 1 by Chang. Get up a little closer for you there so you can see these. I'm gonna hit the light. These dark ones, it's hard to see. It's gonna go. The light. That's Poem BB-8 on there. Maybe we'll try it with the light. Before we said no light, but now we're gonna. I don't know. Oh, see, you get that big glare right there.
Yeah.
That's.
You got enough natural light right now.
What's that?
You got enough natural light right now. You should be fine.
Oh, if I pulled this off, that would be it's really bad. But yeah, I got it kind of blocked off. But anyways, Farmland Speeder version 9 by Zavala. We have an Indigenous Speeder version 10 by Klein. Up here is Speeder version 3. POE Poe Speeder Paint version 3, and Ray Speeder Paint version 5. This is by Jenkins. This is by Vander Veger. So up here on Ray's, this is the other speeder. We got Chewie on there. Over here we have the Indigenous Speeder by Klein. It was a very torturous journey of many designs for the speeder. Torturous only because we wanted to be original. And there were so many iterations of ideas. Loads of models loads of models were made. I'd say 40% of the destinations in the film have come purely from model building without even drawing a pencil stroke. Jenkins. And for the post speeder down here, we start off with the farming vehicle at the analogy. We got it down to the one that Ray's on, and when we needed a second one, so I just thought making it all triangles. One's red, one's blue, so you are clear when you're in the desert, and that's how we got there. But it was a difficult process. After the initial thumbnail sketch process, they were moving immediately into concept modeling, so they were all scratched, built models, and the paint jobs were approved as models, the same as the ships on the Resistance base, Jenkins. So we got Ray up there on that little speeder. This is the bigger one with Chewie on there. That's the one that's kind of... Okay, over here, a little more of a polished one. We have... Let's see. That's Indigenous Vehicle version 5A from Jenkins. Indigenous Speeder version 64 from, who is that? Tapping. We have to close this off now. Pursuit Bike Driving Loop version 1A. Booth and Blind LTD.
Oh, it ended up being the tread speeder.
This was about creating speed and going the left and to the right. But again, all the graphics on this film have a specific rhetoric. The arrows aren't all accurate. It has a bit of a glow. It is too symmetrical. We'd kick one out or make it smaller, even go back to the other things we previously done and break them down a bit. Booth. This one over here is the First Order Speeder Model 2 by Goodson. This one is the First Order Speeder Model 3 by Goodson. This one down here is the First Order Bike version 1 by Jenkins. Another early design that sort of sailed through because it was very different, was the bike that looked like it had a chainsaw on the front. Okay, I can see that. Maybe because I was playing too much Gears of War at the time, I was very inspired by those half tracks that Germans were using in World War II as motorbikes in the snow, a motorbike front with half track back. I thought, what if we turn that around the other way and make the back end float? So that was as straightforward as a design of any. There was one drawing, and then we went straight into model making. Jenkins. So that's the picture there they were talking about. And that is your...
Oh yeah, I can definitely see the half track. I can definitely see the half track inspiration.
You need a little more light for this one. The darker ones you definitely need the light on to get the detail of, like, there it's the speeder. Just why we got it here showing. This is Desert version 4. Down here you have concept art with the speeder. Chase, the storyboard. This is Speeder Chase version 6. Over here you have Stolen Ship version 12. Jenkins is this top one over here. The storyboard is Alcott. Tap In is this top one over here. And the Stolen Ship is Jenkins. JJ said there is a very massive story point about Achi's ship, and it has to link back to The Force Awakens. It's the ship scene in Rey's Force back as it leaves the atmosphere from Jakku. So the back end of the ship and our ship matched exactly. I got The Force Awakens ship back to me from ILM, turned it around, and thought, we can make it ours. Glue a few bits together. All right, here's some more. I'll get close-ups on this for you. This is the Blaze Carnival version 2 for Church. Blaze Carnival version 26 from Church. Blaze Drawing version 24 from Chang. Stolen Ship from Klein. Stolen Ship version 6 from Klein. This one right here is Blaze version 20 from Klein. This one is Stolen Ship version 9 from Klein. Okay, so this guy right here, the Stolen Ship Cockpit version 6 from Klein, and a conversation with James, I went, we need to give the cockpit something special. I always loved the Battlestar Galactica 1978 Cullen Raider cockpit, a cube with a louvered windows. Ralph McQuarrie designed those. Try that. When JJ saw, he said, oh, we open the louvers when the sunlight comes in, but for the inside, I wanted it to be very much in the area of the Falcon, which that messiness, that very retro vibe, but a place where you go, I've never been here before, but this feels exactly right. My main inspiration is the interior of Apollo 11 from the moon landing, but what caught me in the photo was actually the lighting, the photography, which is the lovely yellow against teals. So I've decked out the whole vehicle and the color palette. We've been making it messy time capsule because it's been abandoned in the desert for 30 years. So just to make sure you can see the that's what they're talking about.
Oh, louvers. Okay.
Oh, you say Louvre, I say Levier. Okay, come on. This one is Stolen Ship version 8, or I'm sorry, version 9. The first pass was Achi's ship, came before the idea to make it the one he saw in The Force Awakens. I think it might have been Chris Terrio who got this idea of making it into the ship, and that was adjusted some of the design. So looks like they took some binoculars and just made it into a spaceship. Oh, there you go. All right, over here we got Rey. That is Fighter Standoff version 4. McCoy. In the middle here, this one. That's nice looking. That's Rey versus Ty version 5 by Tapin. We're going to have a big one on the side. I'll show you that. I'll give you the big one later. There's that. We have Custom version 5 by Klein. And Ty Crash version 4, Tapin. Over here with Ray, we have Fighter Standoff version 4 McCoy. We found another great area we called Shiprock, where they find Ochi's fighter. The plane outside of Ochi's fighter is a place where Ray faces off against the TIE fighter Jenkins. This one right here that we have, Ray mid jump. Kylo's TIE is a hybrid of a standard First Order TIE and the wings developed from The Last Jedi. But we did want to make it a bit different. We just clad some clasps on it, like a tarantula face, with these red buttressing things coming out around the glass. An X, which makes it a little more dramatic, Jenkins. And then we have, this is what I'm going to show you in a second. We dressed a burning crash tie ball in Jordan with only 2 hours notice, but we managed to pull it off just as the sun was setting. JJ and Adam turned up at the tie. Everybody goes, "Oh, I can't talk right now. I'm sorry." Everybody goes, "Oh, looks great." And I'm thinking, oh my God, we only just made it. And it's going to be this one right here. That's what it is. We're almost done. We're running late, but what are you going to do? Here you got the... Come on, focus on that.
Oh, that's the sinking fields. Okay.
I'm trying to get to focus. There you go. You got Ray, Chewie,
and Finn's hand.
C-3PO and Finn. Here you got Chewie and Ray holding on to each other. And down here you have Finn helping up Ray. Underneath. See, once I have that stand, I can use the light, and there won't be as much of a glare because of the angle. But sometime today it should be here. There was an area in Jordan we called Shifting Sand where they fall into the mire, Jenkins. So this is Black Quicksand version 7 by McCoy, Sinkhole version 1B by Flockland, and Sinkhole Sketches version 3 by Brockbank. And then we come right over to here, and we have a little bit more of this. You can see C-3PO on the back, BB-8. You got Poe. You got Ray. You got Finn. Down here, you got Anthony Daniels with the snake. Serpent version 4A by Brockbank. And then over here, you have C-3PO Snake version 12 by McCoy. Hopefully, the practical snake stays in the movie. It's great for the actors, the really intimate moments with Ray feeling both compassion and fear. It does really help. There's a lovely reveal over C-3PO that could be really cool. What are y'all looking at? Oh, ha ha ha. It's wonderful. Scanlan. And this is the last one for us. We're going to be about 5 minutes late for the Bomb Bad Boys, but, you know, such is life. I forgot to even put in my my thing for him, so, you know. I'm going to make it up to him, though. Don't worry. So we have Shipbuilder Plan Rough Version 2 by Timmons. We have a Kitchen Tunnel Version 3 by Timmons. Or no, I'm sorry. This is Kitchen Tunnel Version 2. This is the Shipbuilder Rough version. This is the Garage Sketch Version 4 and Night Fog right there. Oh, that was from Patrick. Okay. I was like, what's that? Who's all right. Never mind. We're all fine here. So the shipbuilder plan version by Timmons. Okay, over here you can see, following the holiday hiatus of late 2017, a new character was temporarily added to Skywalker growing roster. A blind shipbuilder of advanced years with a connection to Rey's youth as a scavenger on Jakku. Her cozy cave-like dwelling would provide a welcome respite for our heroes. Following a speeder chase in the desert beyond the festival grounds of Pisana. At night falls and a fog rolls over the land. However, Spice runners abduct Poe Dameron from the shipbuilder's abode. Eventually, the shipbuilder character would combine with pocket-sized chef and cuisine to become chef de cuisine to become the administrative alien droidsmith Babu Frick. So just to get you a close up on that one again, we got it. Looks pretty Star Warsy normal. And then here the night fog version. You just got Rey over there hanging out, doing her thing. Continuing the deleted festival planet sequence, the Spice Runners came. The Spice Runners take their captive Resistance Commander Poe to an abandoned spice quarry where the bosses await. Having raised Poe from a young age, only to be deserted by their adoptive son, the gang then threatens to throw the pilot onto the gears of the mining machinery. Rey and Finn watch helplessly as their friend tries to reason with the Spice Runners, clambering down a rusted pipe to Poe's aid. Then we have Spice Maze version 1, Spice Runners storyboard version 1, Maze version 1B. So up here you can see what we got. This is their storyboard. They go and, it's just a storyboard. And over here you can see the landscape. That's page 199. We start the next one on 200. And we only have to go to page acknowledgements. I'm still looking for a page number here. Those are index. So like 240 something. 250. We got 50 more pages to go. I'm going to guess that's two more sessions, and this book is over with. I want to thank everybody for stopping by. Usually I know we like to chat a little bit after this, but we're going to cut it short because I want to go check out the Bombad Cast 50th episode, which is started 6 minutes ago. So go over, check out the Bombad Cast, and listen to them.
There's actually two shows went live. There's two shows that went live right now. From a certain point of view and a Bombad voice. I got to figure out how I'm going to do this.
Well, I'm going to do
later.
I'm going to do Bombad because it's their 50th, and they're doing like a, and then probably catch a certain point of view afterwards. But that's just me. But all right, you guys. 10 o'clock tonight. If you're here live watching, come over to the Septic Tank, and we're gonna everything we were to finish talking about today. We're gonna talk about tonight, including how much money you should spend on a bed. And you got to make sure that you got those earthquake buffers on your headboard and the wall, if you know what I'm saying. With that, thank you everybody for stopping by. Thank you all my patrons for helping me get this equipment that I need to make this a little bit better. And there's more on the way. With that, I say good day. May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with all aliens.